Our guest today is country recording artist and multimedia entrepreneur Colton James, and he is scheduled to release his first EP on January 20th, 2023, titled America. The EP America was produced by Colton, the late Kim Tribble, and Jimmy Nichols. And in his career, Colton has opened for legendary artists Toby Keith, Chris Cagle, the Dixie Chicks, and Jason Aldean. But with the release of his EP America, Colton is making fast strides towards the next step in his career and taking on multiple projects while still maintaining his music. And one of those projects includes Colton partnering up with Rick Dawson, the owner of 2022 Kentucky Derby winning thoroughbred Rich Strike, to launch RedSunset Entertainment, a Nashville-based upstart multimedia company. And they are set to produce records, television, radio programming, and even more than that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome country music recording artist and media mogul in the making, Colton James. Welcome, Colton.
Oh, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Well, I have been listening to the new song, I Miss America, and I know that you have the EP America set to debut just in the next few weeks. Why is America the theme of the record?
Well, I tell you, we live in the greatest country in the world. I love our red, white, and blue. I love all Americans, and we wanted to put something out that's got a positive vibe. It shines a light on all the goodness and not negativity. I'm a positive guy. We wanted to create a record that's going to speak to a lot of people and paint a picture of lyrics that we believe in and we want to express through this EP. And we just want to put a smile on people's faces, especially after the last few years of what this country's been through. But we are out to make a difference in all Americans.
Well, I noticed that the EP is scheduled to be released on January 20th. Now, is there any significance to releasing the EP on that date?
Well, it's right after the first of the year, 2023. We're starting out, and we just wanted to come out with a bang. So that was the kind of the date we picked. I don't know if we flipped a coin or not, but that's just the date the whole team picked, and January 20th is the date we're coming out with. So
Well, I was
we're
kind of
excited. We're
wondering
excited about it.
because, January 20th is usually inauguration day. So I didn't know if that was done on purpose.
Well, I might just have something to do with it.
Well, I have been listening to the first single off the record, "I Miss America," and the title alone is a fantastic, what we would call, I guess, in music songwriting, a great hook for a song, and perfect title. But the song is absolutely fantastic. What's the message you're hoping to give to those who watch the video and listen to the song?
The message that we want to give to the listener is to take people back. First of all, I wanted to paint a picture of some of the things that I grew up doing. I went to a Christian school growing up all my life, and I remember starting the day off with the Pledge of Allegiance, our hand over our heart, and looking at red, white, and blue, and just thinking and feeling proud as a young child and saying that morning prayer. It just started my day off right. Started all of our school off right. The school I went to, and many Americans in this country did the same thing. But when actually I wrote my co-writer is Rick Dawson on this song, who loves this country. We had a brother in Vietnam who uh also is wants to make a great difference in this country with our music and our message that we put out as a label and a business. But when I think about when we wrote the song, it was just it came together easy because we both just kind of shared some moments we love about this country. Our you know where a handshake was a handshake and a friend was a real friend, and blue collar America and the American farmer, our our armed forces, saluting them. Everybody that has poured their hearts into all the hard work that's gone in this country to build this great country. And we just wanted to take some people back to some of the values and morals that we grew up on and just, shed some light on that. and like I say, give a positive aspect. But I love the song. I love the punch and the energy it has. And I've had a lot of people say when they hear it, it just makes them smile to be American and feel proud to be an American.
Well,
And
it's a great, and I have a lot of artists that will write and sing a song based on America, and a lot of them, it's almost like the niche becomes so small for some of them that you could literally only play it on the 4th of July. But your song isn't that way. Your song is so broad ranged that you could play this on radio every single day of the year, because not only is the songwriting fantastic and the message is great, but I have to tell you, Colton, you have one of the best voices for country music, for country radio. There's just a smoothness. Uh, I know. I'm not I'm not really. I don't really understand a whole lot of the whole voice ranging thing. But is it more of a
yeah,
baritone type of voice?
well, I mean, I, for me, I guess I could do both. I can go up on notes and stay down low, and it's just I've always loved being creative with the vocal. Starting out in Christian and gospel music when I was 4 years old, you do learn a lot of vocal technique and singing, tenor stuff and mid range and you know lower range stuff is just comes natural to me. I love being creative. When you write a song and even when you do a vocal in the studio, it's it's like putting a puzzle together or you're building a model car or something. You're gonna have some things that happen throughout there, and you're gonna have some magic moments, or it's almost like a sporting game. You never know what's gonna happen next, but the creative part of it happens in the studio, and I love taking chances. I always
Well,
have, and
you're
just going
extremely
out there with it.
talented. No, go ahead.
Uh, I just like I like reaching beyond. I like challenging myself to a challenge, and it's like my wife is always goes in the studio with me, and she'll let me know. She's like, "Nope, I think you need to re-sing that." So, especially we've been together ever since she was 17. I think she knows me pretty well, so
What?
she will test my limits, but she will also, along with the producers, they'll take me to places that I've never been before, and I like going to vocally. So it's a challenge for me. I love it. I love a good challenge.
Well, it's good to be stretched every now and then, but no,
Yeah.
honestly, you have an amazing voice for country music. I just love the smoothness of your voice. Um,
I
and
appreciate
not
it.
only that, even when you're talking, you have a voice that is perfect for like voiceover and even perfect for television. And I know
Well,
you're also working on a new project for television, correct?
yeah, hey, I'm ready to do a few movies.
I think you could fill those roles pretty
I
well.
want
But
to make another tough movie like Jeremiah Johnson or something like that, or something that would be, maybe we do a movie called I Miss America.
oh no,
Yeah.
I think that would be a movie that I think millions of people would desire to watch. But you brought up your
Yeah.
wife, and so I have to ask you. You have a new release called "Ring on Her Finger." Is that just for her?
Well, Ring on Her Finger is a very special song for me. Uh, talking about the late great Kim Tribble, it was the very last song we wrote together. It was the very last time I seen him alive, and Kim was going through some health issues, and anybody listening who knew Kim Tribble or the songs that he wrote was, I mean, a lot of that earlier stuff with David Lee Murphy and I mean Aaron Tippin and McGraw and Aldean and all kinds of Colin Ray and Minnie McCready. Guys do it all the time and big hits like that. But you know, he I know Kim loved his wife very much like I love my wife, and we wanted to paint a picture about something that was going to touch a lot of families and a lot of people who are getting ready to start off their life and put that ring on their special friend, special someone's hand. And I can honestly say that I put ring on my best friend's finger. But anyway, we were writing the song and we got halfway through it, and Kim was like, "Hey man, I'm going on home. I'm not feeling too good today." And I said, "Hey buddy, we didn't finish the song." And he said, he said, "I got faith in you." He goes, "Look at all the stuff we've done." He goes, "You've learned a lot." And he goes, "You finish it, man." He goes, "It's a special song for you too." And it wasn't, it was maybe 8 or 10 months later. Uh, Things really started getting worse a couple weeks after that. But um, anyway, Kim passed, and I had finished the song, and I sang it at his life celebration, and I told everybody the story that it was the last song that I got to write with him. But what a legacy to leave behind.
Well, what is it
About
like what is it like writing with a songwriting legend?
well, we were friends. We were fishing buddies. We were hunting buddies. We talked about family. I mean, it was a real friendship and a bond there, and writing. But my wife said, we've talked many times about this. She said Kim seen something special in you, and I seen something special in him, and it just we were like two peas in a pod. I mean, we were like both high energy, just gung ho on, just excited about everything in life every day. Uh, so for me, he taught me so much. He was a great mentor in my life, and I'm thankful for every moment we got to spend together.
Well, what were
And
some of the particular processes that you learned from Kim Tribble when it came to songwriting?
well, I'll tell you, and that's a really good question. Simplicity, less is more. Uh, you got 10 or 15 seconds to get into somebody's heart, and I've learned from him that your real feelings that you're writing down on paper, and like when you're writing a verse and your choruses and stuff, melodies always came naturally for me, and even Kim said that. But tying the lyrics to it, and being able to capture the audience quickly is a good thing in songwriting. And we try to do that with everything we write. But we write from the heart. I wrote from the heart with him, and we wrote a lot of fun stuff too, high energy stuff. But just everything about writing with him was a great experience. But I will say this, that anybody listen that is working on your songwriting craft, believe in the lyric. The lyric is your story, and when you sing it with conviction, a lot of anything can be a song. I mean, it's your story, and nobody can ever take that away from you as a songwriter. My grandmother always said, well, she was a pretty famous watercolor artist. She said, a painter paints with a paintbrush, and a songwriter paints with a pen. And I thank God every day for the gift to be able to do it with a pen. So,
And it sounds like Kim basically is he, telling you that, in a way, less is more, keep it simple. I guess not overthinking it, because I guess if you
yeah.
overthink about a particular song you're working on, you end up with a writer's block too quickly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The best songs come naturally and they flow out. It's like when we wrote I Miss America, we had it written in 2 hours and it just felt right. When something sings and feels right and plays right and it just blends, it's right.
Yeah,
There's
and
always
that's
going to be things you might fix in the studio when you're going in and cutting. You go, oh, let's change this word or whatever. That happens in a lot of songs. But if the basis is there and the meat and potatoes, it's pretty easy to finish out the rest of it.
well, how long have you been in music now?
Oh, I started when I was 4 years old, so several years.
Well, what
Yeah, a
were
long
what were
time.
s- what were some of the records that caught your ear early on that kind of pushed you towards a music career?
Well, I'll tell you, I spent a lot of time uh, riding in. front cab of a '69 four-wheel drive Chevrolet truck with my dad going to the fishing hole, and we listened to all types of country music. George Jones, Don Williams, Tom T. Hall, Watermelon Wine. uh, just I mean, so many artists. Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, and Hank Williams, Dolly Parton. I mean, Tammy Wynette. I listened to uh, so many artists, and I also listened to a lot of gospel music, like with my grandmother and stuff. So it was I had one of my grandmothers on my dad's side was kind of a honky tonk granny. she she get going on that piano, and then my other one played more Christian gospel music, and so I had a little bit of a both sides of the spectrum at a young age.
Well, did
But
you grow up singing in church?
yes, I did. Yeah, I did. I worked. I started about 4 or 5 years old, and it was fun for me. And you go in church, you do these Christmas plays and all that other stuff. And I guess I was the crazy guy that kind of like jumped around and stood out and did stuff. And there was a lady, Miss Mason, that worked with me, and I guess she's seen something too, and spent a lot of time working with me. And later on in life, she went to work with production at Walt Disney. And
Wow.
so I've been blessed to work around some people that I'll tell everybody this. From there's so many people that help a singer songwriter, artist, entertainer along the way over the years. It's a countless number, and every one of them, you have crossroads in life. Everybody you meet that come cross your path, you know, is I've soaked it all in and take all the taken all those experiences in and learned from them. So I've always said too, the day you stop learning is the day you die. So
That's very, very true. Now, I understand that you are partnering with Rick Dawson to bring Red Sunset Entertainment and Upstart Multimedia Company to life. What's the vision behind the company?
well, we definitely want to produce great records that people are going to love. We want to work on our television shows. One, which is going to be Real Water Cowboy, which is a fishing show meets country music celebrities meets cuisine, which I love food and I love cooking. My whole family does. So three great combinations there. We want to produce some stuff that's going to be very patriotic to speak to all Americans. Uh, we are the artists that we're going to sign with our label. We definitely going to have the same mindset and same goals and the same vision. And we have a young girl that we signed named Jana Marie, and she's a first artist on the label, and we're really excited about working with her. And just a great spirit, great entertainer, very strong voice, and a great family too. Her dad was a 9/11 firefighter survivor. He was boots on the ground at 9/11, and got to share some great stories with him. But we're excited about having Jana Marie on the label, and we're excited about our production and the music we're going to create. And we want to we want to give our artists a little bit more of a piece of the pie, if you will, and give them more control, let them be themselves. Also, work along with our team and as a team and all work together and guide that artist, which my whole team works with me, helping me guide everything going on. So, but we do want to offer our artists, uh, give them more stake in the game, I guess you could say, and more for all of their hard work. And I believe that's gonna be very inspiring to people that are coming to talk to us about being with Red Sunset Entertainment.
Yeah,
And
there's, artist development is not as prevalent as it used to be. And
right.
to be guiding a lot of these new upcoming artists, or I should say, artists and musicians that want to make it. Uh, there's not a whole lot of development out there, and it's good to see that you and Rick are doing that.
Well, a lot of people are discovered nowadays on TikTok and social media numbers, and that's fine. But we I believe in creating great songs and a package that is individual to that individual, and that's just one of the few things that we hope to do with our company.
Well, how did you
But
meet
Rick's
Rick?
good question. I met Rick at a fundraiser for our Land for Heroes organization in Oklahoma City. He was there, and he was very passionate about what we had to say about it and what we wanted to bring to our country and to our veterans and first responders. And we hit it off. And like I said, it was one of those crossroads in life. I think we were supposed to meet, and I'm glad we did. I couldn't ask for a better partner. He's a fine man, and he's somebody to look up to for even myself. My whole family loves him, and that's something to be said in today's world.
Yes, it is. Now, were you at the Kentucky Derby when he won?
No, I wasn't. I wanted to be there, but I had to get to Georgia for some new interviews down there the very next day. But we were at home in Virginia at the farm and all cheering him on, and that was amazing. When Ridge Strike went across the finish line, I almost fell over my coffee table. I was
Well,
everybody was
was he favored to win?
no, Ridge Strike was 80 to 1 odds, which is the second biggest odds in history.
Oh,
Uh,
that's right.
yeah, Ridge
Wow, what a
Strike.
payout.
Yeah, Ridge Strike got in the race the Friday before it was supposed to happen at the last 30 seconds. One horse scratched, and they called Eric Reed, the trainer, and said, "Hey, you guys want to run in the Kentucky Derby? You got like 30 or 45 seconds to answer me." And Eric, I know that, I think Eric and Rick were all, yes, yes, of course we want to. But, you know, it's a Cinderella story. It's
You took the words out of my mouth because I was thinking the exact same thing. I mean, here
yeah.
you have a decision to make in less than 30 seconds, and then you're the last horse in, and you're the one that wins. I mean, that is a movie that has to be made.
It is. It is. I think it should be called the greatest race, the race of a lifetime or something. But
Oh
I
my
think
g-
I think Rick has got some people talking to him about that. But I've uh I've had a chance to be around Richie a whole lot. What they call him, Richie, and he's a pretty cool horse. I've been up there to the stables a lot and outside of Lexington, Kentucky. But he's you know the story of Rich Strike has brought a lot of positive to America. They're calling him America's horse. And it's about the underdog. It's about a horse that got in that wasn't even favored, you know, and it just, every time I watched the recap of the race, it was like the hand of God just pushed him forward and kept running. But Rich Strike's got a lot of heart to him. I've been around that horse, and he's, after a race, he's not even tired. He's got a lot of strength, and I know Rick's really happy, and Eric Reed and the whole team and all the people that surround that Rick's racing horse racing team. That I know they're so proud of the year they've had in 2022. And Rich Strike has done well in some other races too, and almost won a couple of other ones. So that's saying a lot.
Well,
Coming from
yeah, yeah,
coming
and
from
it
nowhere.
only matters that you win the big ones, right?
That's the one to win. If there was anyone to win, that was the one to win. I'm so glad they won it. It's a great team, great story, and anybody that hasn't followed the story, y'all should check it out. There's a lot to it, and
Yeah,
a lot
there
of
is
good, a
that.
lot of good people.
Well, tell us about the nonprofit Land for Heroes Lodge.
Land for Heroes is going to be built in Southeast Virginia. It's going to be a 15,000 square foot log lodge designed by Honest Abe Log Homes. It's going to be a place where our veterans and first responders can come enjoy the outdoors, some normalcies of life, hunting, fishing, boating, campfires, good food, good music, and a chance for them to feel no pressure. It's
Wow.
not far from Walter Reed Hospital and a lot of our military bases. And I don't know if you've ever visited Walter Reed Hospital or know about it in Bethesda, Maryland, but a lot of our veterans are there after tragedies and injuries, and there was a gentleman up there, Scott Mallory and his family with Trucking for Troops that I got introduced to through one of my songs, Brave Men. But long story short, we became good friends, and he started bringing veterans down to go fishing and hunting, and just putting a smile on their face, and no talk about problems, just talking about good stuff. So and getting them out in the outdoors, and these guys love it, and the women, they love it too. I mean, and it's just something that became close to my heart, and working with other organizations across the country, and doing things with Freedom Alliance and Gary Sneeze Foundation and so many others that I've worked with and been blessed to work with. And I remember uh, one thing that really stood out over the years is me and my son were at a pheasant hunt in South Dakota, and we were sitting out there, and there was a veteran, and he'd been in a wheelchair since he was 19 years old from Vietnam. And we were having a good time. He said, it's good to just to be out. And there's a lot to be said about that. But so this place is we're gonna get them out, we're gonna have some fun, and it's gonna be one of a kind. It's a beautiful place, and I'd love to get you some information later on about it. But
Yeah.
we just got all our conditional use permits and our zoning. We had to get some agricultural land zoned into commercial, and a lot of things that we had to do, and a lot of steps, and there's a lot of great people behind this, and our attorneys and everything to help make this happen. And now we're off to the races, and we're getting ready to do some major fundraising. And once we get this first one built, it'll be the mothership, the story of a lot of good things to come, we hope. And also we want to build 3 more in key locations across the country over the next 10 years. So that's one of my goals in life. And it's like a program director asked me not too long ago, he said, "Man, what drives you to do all the stuff you do?" I was like, I don't think Noah argued with God to build an ark. And it's a calling in my life, my family. And if it takes every breath I have in my last of me, I want to get it done, and I want to see it done, and I want to be a part of it, and see all 4 of them up and running one day. And
Hey, amen to
if that's
that.
the if that's my legacy I leave behind in life, and some songs that touch lives, and I don't ever get a ACM award or a CMT award, I'm fine with that.
Well,
You
where
know.
can all of my viewers and listeners donate to Land for Heroes? Where can they go?
Well, landforheroes.com, LAND number 4 heroes.com. Also, we can get some information where people send donations to Land for Heroes here in Virginia, but we'll be glad to get you all that information.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Send it my way, and we'll tell more people about it. And ladies and gentlemen, look, seriously, we all know a veteran, and it doesn't matter if it's from Vietnam, from or Iraq or Afghanistan. We need literally support them, thank them, show them that you actually care. Because look, freedom isn't free. It costs
exactly.
somebody's blood to keep the freedom that we have in this country. And Colton, your song "I Miss America," absolutely love it. And brother, you got a heart that is one that will help our country stay one nation under God. And you just keep doing what you're doing. Now, where can all of my television viewers and my listeners go and buy your new EP when it debuts January 20th, 2023?
Well, I'm sure it's going to be on all platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, all your platforms of music. But we also are going to be offering the physical CD, and I love signing CDs and sending them to people, and just it's a personal thing for me. And I know not a whole lot of people buy CDs anymore, but a country fan still does, and they love having that physical CD. And that means a lot to me when I sign one and they buy it and they take it home, and then they reach back out to me on Facebook and say, "Man, we love the songs, and we love the work that went into them, and in the words." And there's one song on there. Seven. It's gonna be 7 really good songs on there, but there's one called "Richest Man Alive," and I had the song title for 15 years, but I want to tell everybody I had to live that song to finish it. And it's
Ah,
it's it's gonna be a great song. I'm thinking it's gonna be our second release. We'll see what happens, but I just want to tell everybody I am the richest man alive. I've got a
Yes,
great
you are.
family.
Yes, you are. And I can't wait to hear it. And ladies and gentlemen, you know me. I am a big supporter of all of our recording artists. And what do I tell you? Don't download for free. You buy the album. And in this case, you need to go to coltonjames.com, buy the brand new upcoming EP, America, and have Colton sign it for you. And when he tours and comes to your area, what do? You buy the ticket and you buy the t-shirt, because we are here to support all of our recording artists because they're putting out music that makes memories, makes the world go around. And brother, keep on keeping on. You are one busy man, but don't stop.
Hey, I always say, keep looking up.
Hey, amen to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep looking up. And again, go to coltonjames.com for the brand new EP, America, coming out January 20th, 2023. And also stay tuned to his website. Make sure you bookmark it to find out any tour dates and all that's happening with the media mogul in the making, Colton James himself. So, stick around because I will be right back after these messages.